Hello, it's Kim Murden, herbalist and storyteller, and I'm out in the Sussex Weald in some lovely old Saxon hazel woods where the bluebells, the shoots are starting to come through the leaf litter. The birds are all of a singing in the branches, and we have blue sky. It's mid-March, and I was going to film this story out in the woods where my yurt currently is, but guess what? The technology has failed me. The camera battery has died on my little GoPro, but my little recording device is happily whirring away. So I think I'm just going to record it, which gives you the opportunity to just sit back and enjoy. And it is a story about corvids. So any of you who follow me on YouTube, well, you'll know I'm always getting the current C word, the COVID, mixed up with corvid, and I'm on quite a few crow followers and raven follower Facebook pages, and we're all commenting. We do this quite frequently because we've got bird brains. Anyway, this is a story that actually originates from some indigenous tribes in North America. However, I've adapted it a little bit to suit our landscape, and who's not to say that our ancestors did not look upon ravens as these great creatures of making the world. I know the Vikings, there's lots of stuff in Viking mythology about that. So as they say, are you sitting comfortably? Why raven is black and the world imperfect. In the long, long ago of this land, when all was stark and nothing moved, two ravens arrived. One, light raven's sister, whose body and soul shone brilliant with white feathers, and her spirit sparkled from her eyes as radiant as all the stars in the sky. The other, dark raven brother, was just as brilliant, body and soul, yet he was covered in black feathers, and his spirit sparkled from his eyes as mysterious as dark space, where all the stars hang. They both loved to create with such curiosity and passion. Ravens, the makers of mountains, unleashers of rivers, builders of forests, they were responsible for all that began to fill these lands. Raven's sister delighted in seeking to make the most positive and perfect creation, breathing bright joy into all she made, like bedecking meadows with flowers and bejeweling them with butterflies, while dark raven brother relished in all that was brooding and ugly, things that bit, slunk and sucked. Of his making were thus flea, slug and tick. One day, deep in concentration, Raven's sister was putting the last few touches to her new night creature, Badger, perfecting the art of pastel gradation of dark to light with ash from the fire. She was not aware as her brother sneaked up, took a handful of ash, and all of a sudden threw it in Badger's face. Poor Badger! He spun about in fright, streaking white ash across his face and rubbing it into his eyes. Hence to this day his strange facial marking and poor eyesight. "Oh, stop it, come on," Raven's sister shouted to her brother. "What are you doing mucking around in this way?" Raven brother just smirked at his sister's reprimand and walked away. Later, when reflecting on the incident, Raven's sister concluded her brother must be overwrought from all their endeavours and just in a tired, bad mood. So she stopped her worry about his mood and pursued her quest to make the most positive and perfect creature. Now in her mind's eye she imagined a creature with jet black hoofs, delicate legs, russet brown fur, an intricate sort of twiggy, we'll call them antlers, on the head, Yeah, this would be Deer, who with those soft brown eyes would be able to then give counsel to any creature in distress. So Raven Sister set to work making her vision reality the next day. While nearby she saw her brother fiddling about with funny little wriggly squirming things, I think he was calling them maggots, and squawking thrilled as he transformed them into buzzing clouds of black flying things. A few days later, Raven's sister was completing her work on Deer, having breathed into his nostrils and bending close now to impart wise counsel in his ear, when without warning Raven Brother leapt out from the tree yelling. Deer, terrified out of his wits, leapt up and sprung up and away. He has been skittish and anxious ever since, and never able to be the calm, healing counsellor envisaged by Raven's sister. Why? Why did you do that? Why are you causing such mayhem? Why? Fumed Raven's sister. Although dismayed once more by her brother's interference, her mood, however, passed like a cloud over the son's face, thinking with sympathy about the kind of creations he was involved with. So unlike her own, so she thought, well, maybe her brother got a bit down about that. At the end of another busy week, Raven's sister was selecting from her paint box the right colours to use on her new scaly, gracefully curved water creature, when unexpectedly out from behind a rock stepped her brother, and he stamped on her new creation. Sinuous curves destroyed, symmetrical eyes and sweet lip mouth all distorted. Here was the first flat fish. No! Exclaimed Raven's sister. Why must you do this? You want everything, it seems, to be ugly and broken in this world. You seem only happy when causing damage, destruction. If you harm another one of my creatures, I will surely kill you. With a sneering laugh, Raven Brother replied, only one thing can kill me, the same as can kill you. An axe. An axe? Maybe that will kill you, but only a whip can take my life. Raven's sister found herself replying, sensing her brother's cruelty and feeling uneasy. That night Raven's sister slept under a beautiful full moon, dreaming lovely dreams. Up to her bed crept Raven Brother, and the calm night was all of a sudden broken with the loud cracking of a whip, and then the waking screams of fear and pain from Raven's sister. Ah! Is there no limit to your hatefulness? She cried, and she found herself overtaken. Her wrath kindled. Blind with rage, she turned and reached for the nearest thing, an axe. Raising it high, she brought it smashing down on her brother's skull. What was hard cracked and turned to spewing gore and blood everywhere. Both covered beak to claw in what gave her brother life, Raven's sister fell to his side, cradling him as his breath ended. All extreme anger left her, and she was flooded with remorse. Almost beyond speech, she croaked and wailed, "What have I done?" Looking at her mountain maker hands, she felt nothing but disgust and shame. She, the creator of life, had brought death to her brother. The night became long. Try as she might to wash out the blood and gore, the stains just spread further, deeper, until all that was of her brother covered all her white feathers and penetrated to the core of her heart and soul. Wretched Raven entered the valley of shadows, where she walked and walked. Where there had once only been carefree joy, she now had a greater knowing, burdened with grief. She despaired. What is to become of me? How can I create now that I have destroyed? What of my quest to make the perfect creature? I was dreaming of a two-legged, not feathered like me, but just as quick of intellect, a soul of wonder and a lover of life, like I used to be. I was going to name it Human Being. Raven's sister walked alone for a long time, and slowly and surely her love of life and for creating was rekindled. She re-entered the world with her plan still to make human beings, but all who saw her could see she was changed forever. The once bright white feathers were transformed to jet black. Where there had once only been light joys, there was now more complex things like melancholy, cunning and wit. Raven's sister went on to make many, many, many human beings, I have to tell you, but none were perfect. Some were tall, others short, others looked stunning but were foul-tempered. Others had beautiful spirits trapped in misshapen bodies, while some were greedy and devious and demanded all the attention, in contrast to the quiet and kind ones full of wisdom, but who were too often dismissed and ignored. And what of Raven's sister? She could be heard to muse and mutter about perfection being so evasive. Maybe it isn't just me. Maybe this is the order of things. Humans are meant to be a combination of good and bad, ugly and beautiful, irritable and sweet, wise and silly, sociable and solitary, loving and grieving. After all, I am all these things now that I share my brother's being. Maybe this is the honest nature of things. Raven's sister thus relinquished her pursuit of perfection and completed making the rest of the world. So because of Raven's sister's actions and the consequences, you and I now know why she and her descendants are black and the world imperfect. Still, on a day like tomorrow, should you go out and meet Raven, Raven the creator, Raven the transformer, you may behold a mystery as she opens her wings and lifts up into the sky. For you will see she's not really black, but a wondrous iridescence. And if you should catch her eye, you will see the bright spirit wrought from all the forces of creation and destruction.